In today's class, we are going to focus on an algorithm known as topological sorting. So in case of topological sorting, when you want to apply this, you need to have your graph as directed acyclic graph, that is a DAG. So only for this particular graph, you can apply the topological sorting algorithm. So first, let us see what is a DAG. So in case of directed acyclic graph, we have two terms here. One is the directed and the other one is acyclic. So what is the meaning of directed graph is, if you have a graph in that there will be so many edges, for every edge, if you have a specific direction, then you can say that it is a directed graph. So every edge is going to represent a single direction of flow of information from one vertex to another vertex. For example, if I have an edge from A to B with direction, that means that through that particular edge, I can reach from node A to node B, not in the other way. If you can reach in the other way, that is called as undirected graph. So in case of directed graph, for every edge in the graph, we have a specific direction. And then your graph must be a cyclic graph. So what is the meaning of acyclic is, there will not be any cycles or loops in your graph. So you can consider any vertex. If you follow an edge that connects that vertex to another vertex, there should not be any path so that you will come back to the initial vertex again. So that is the meaning of looping. Looping means you will start with one vertex, you will go through some other vertices, finally you will come back to the initial vertex again. If you do that, that is called as loop. Here, if you want to say that a graph is a cyclic graph, there should not be any loop involved in that. That means every vertex should be included only one time in any of the path. Then you will say that there is no loop. Now, this is the meaning of directed graph and then acyclic graph. So these two conditions must be true for any graph, then only you can go for topological sorting. So this is a prerequisite for that. Now let us see what is topological sorting. So far you know that sorting means arranging numbers in some order. It can be either ascending order or otherwise descending order. When we say ascending order, it is from lower value to the higher value. If it is descending, it is from higher value to lower value. But what is topological sorting? In which way it is related? So if you see the topological sorting, here we are going to give linear ordering of vertices for a directed acyclic graph such that if you consider every directed edge from U to V, the meaning of this edge is the edges going from the vertex U to the vertex V. So if you take this particular edge, when you find the final topological sorting, in that sorting, the vertex U will come before the vertex V. If you are able to come to a particular sorting like that, it is called as topological sorting. Maybe you will have 100 edges in your graph. So for all the edges, if you have the edge from U to V, in the final ordering, definitely the U vertex should come before the vertex V. Then only we will say that it is following topological sorting. And in case of your graph, this topological sorting is not possible if the graph is not a DAG. You should have a DAG, then only you can go for the topological sorting. And for every DAG, you can construct as many topological ordering as possible. We can't say that there will be only one topological ordering for a particular graph. You can construct as many as possible. For example, if I tell you arrange the numbers in ascending order, whatever may be the numbers I am giving you, all will get the same answer only. Whereas in case of topological sorting, it is not the case. You may get, if I give a DAG, you may get one answer, your friend may get another answer, because here we have only one condition. If you have an edge from U to V, then the vertex U should come before the vertex V in the ordering, but we never say any other relation with respect to other vertices. So you may get many topological ordering possible for any given DAG. And what is the use of this topological sorting is, it will always show you the dependencies among various activities. Here activity means the edges. Edge is going to represent that there is some connection. Okay, it will tell you the dependencies among various connection. Or you can say that it will tell which vertex should be visited before other vertices. So that will be shown with the help of this topological sorting. Now let us see one example to understand where this topological sorting can be used, one application of topological sorting. Let us consider the courses in a university. Here, let us consider, for example, that I have 4 different courses, C1, C2, C3, and C4. C1 is C programming, C2 is data structures using C, and C3 is advanced data structures using Python, and C4 is Python programming. So these 4 courses I am planning to offer to the students. Now I have to identify in which semester I can offer which course. I can't simply start with advanced data structures using Python first before the students learn how to do Python programming. Because for this particular subject, they need to know Python programming. Then only they can go for advanced data structure. At the same time, without knowing data structure, students cannot learn advanced data structure. Because if it is advanced data structure, I'll be starting with an advanced concept. Without knowing the basic of data structure, they cannot study advanced data structure. So now, when I design the curriculum, I have to take all the prerequisite courses into consideration. Then only I can design the curriculum. So how to take the prerequisite courses? If you see this, for that only we have this topological ordering. So here I have C programming first. First I have to construct the graph. This graph is going to tell me what is the dependency among various courses. So first I have to construct this directed graph. So how to construct the graph? First, let us understand the subject. I need to first offer C programming. I need to now check whether C programming requires knowledge of other subjects or not. No, C programming does not require anything about data structure or advanced data structure or Python programming. So you can first draw C programming. So I am drawing now C1. Then now I want to offer data structures using C. If I want to offer this, I need to first finish C programming, then only students can study data structures using C. So now in the graph, you can see there is a connection from C1 to C2. The meaning of this arrow is this is a directed edge. This is going from C1 to C2. That means when you write your final topological ordering, this C1 should come before C2. The meaning is student must study C programming before they select data structures using C. Okay, so you can see here I have given many possible ordering which are the outcome of this algorithm. In this, you can check that in all the ordering, C1 is coming before C2. It need not be the immediate previous node, but it will be before C2 in all the ordering. In the first ordering, C1 is before C2. In the second ordering also, C1 is before C2. In the third also, C1 is before C2. So a student should complete C programming before studying data structures using C. Similarly, you see the course C3, Advanced Data Structures using Python. When I want to offer this course, students must have finished data structures. Okay, then they must have the knowledge of Python also. So the student should finish C2 as well as C4. After that only, he can take C3. So if you consider C3, there are two incoming edges to this C3. One is after finishing C2 only, I can study C3. That is after finishing data structure, I can study advanced data structure. Similarly, after finishing Python only, I can study advanced data structures using Python. So if I want to study C3, I have to finish all these courses. So there are two incoming edges. If you see the final topological ordering, since C2 is coming before C3, there is an edge from C2 to C3. In the final ordering, C2 must appear before C3. You can see in all the ordering, C2 is before C3. Similarly, since there is an edge from C4 to C3, in all the ordering, C4 should appear before C3. So you can verify in all the cases, C4 is before C3, but need not be the immediate neighbor. Now, once I construct this particular topological ordering, then I will decide in which semester I can offer the courses to the students. So if you consider this particular graph, after seeing the graph, I will say that in semester 1, I can offer C programming. Then in semesters 2, I can offer data structure using C as well as Python programming. Then in semester 3, I can offer advanced data structures using Python. This may be one of the choices. Other choice I can have like this also. In semester 1, I can make the students to study the C programming. In semester 2, data structures using C. Then in semester 3, Python programming. Then in semester 4, this is not 3, the last one is semester 4. In semester 4, I can give advanced data structures using Python. So I have now two different ordering possible. So I can choose any one of these two. Okay, so if I follow like this, then I can make sure that students know all the concepts clearly. I'm designing the courses in such a way that all the prerequisite courses are taken before I go for another course. So this is how we can use topological ordering for finding the dependency among various vertices in a directed acyclic graph. So another example for this topological ordering is we can use this in a citation network. So what is the meaning of citation network is when you are writing a report, at the end you are giving some references. So the reference is nothing but whichever paper you refer for writing your report. It can be mini project report or your final project report or some publication also. So whatever is your publication, if you refer some work by some other people, you will add it in the reference. That is called a citation. You are citing the work of others in your publication. So this citation will also be represented as a network. So that is called a citation network. Let us consider one citation network where I have journal publications with 5 papers, P1 to P5. So in this, first, if you see here, from P1, I have an H to P2. What is the meaning is, there is one paper P2. In that paper, in the reference, I am referring the work done by the paper P1. Similarly, if you consider this particular age P4, I am in the reference in the paper P4, I am referring the paper P2 as well as P5. So this is the meaning of this particular citation network. For this citation network also, you can construct topological ordering, which will tell you in which all the papers, other papers have been referred. Okay, so you can order like this. So this is another application of this topological sorting. You can say either topological sorting or topological ordering. It is a special form of sorting only. But here we are going to consider the edges in such a way that if you have an edge from U to V, in the final ordering, U will come before V. That's all. So now let us consider how to create this topological sorting. We are going to see the algorithm now. In the algorithm, there are only 3 steps. The first step is for all the vertices given in your graph, you have to find the integrity. After you find the integrity of all the vertices, you select one node with integrity as 0. Okay, suppose if you have more than one node with integrity as 0, it is up to you which node you can select. But select a node with integrity as 0. Once you select it, delete it from the graph, as well as delete all the outgoing edges from that particular vertex. So whichever vertex you have selected, you have to delete it from the graph, and the edges which are outgoing from that particular node should be deleted. Don't delete any incoming edges, because when you delete at that time, the integrity will be 0. That means there are no incoming edges. Okay. So once you do that, you are going to output that deleted vertex. This output is nothing but your final topological sorting output. In that, you write your deleted vertex. Then you repeat the steps 1 up to 3 until all the vertices in your graph have been visited or have been deleted. So these steps should be repeated as many times as there are some edges in your, as there are some vertices in your graph. So once you finish this, your final topological ordering will be available. That is going to tell you what is the dependency among various vertices. Now let us see the algorithm with an example. So you have to find the topological sorting of the following DAG. So first, once the graph is given to you, you check whether that graph is a DAG, then only you can apply the topological sorting. So check whether all the edges are directed. Yes, all are directed. Then check whether there is a cycle. So in this, there is no cycle. There is no cycle, so this is a DAG. So I can find the topological sorting for this graph. So now let us apply the steps one by one. So once the graph is given to you, you write the integrity of all the nodes. So first, let us find the integrity. So what is the meaning of integrity is, you have to see for every vertex, how many edges are coming into it. Okay, so see only the incoming edges. That is going to tell you what is the integrity. So now here for the node P1, there are no edges incoming into this particular node. Okay, so the integrity of P1 is 0. Then for node P2, there are totally 3 edges associated with P2, but only 2 are incoming edges. So integrity is 2. Okay, always consider only the incoming edges for calculating the integrity. Then for the node P3, 1 incoming edge is there. So I'm writing integrity as 1. Then for the node P4, there are 2 incoming edges, one from P2, other from P5. Therefore, integrity is 2. Then for node P5, there is no incoming edge. So integrity is 0. So once you find the integrity for the given graph, the next step is select a node with integrity as 0. So now I'm checking how many nodes are there with integrity 0. There are 2 nodes. One is P1, another is P5. I am going to select any one out of these 2 and delete that node as well as the outgoing edges from that node. So now which I can select? It is up to you. You can select either P1 or P5. Because of that reason only, we say for a given graph, there may be many topological ordering possible. If I select P1, I will have one order. If you select P5, you will have another order. But both are for the same graph. So you can get as many graphs, as many ordering as possible. Now, to make the process simple, to verify the answer easily, I'm going to select the vertex in the alphabetical order. So let me select out of P1 and P5, I'm going to see which comes first. That is in the alphabetical order I'm going to see. So I will be selecting P1 now. Okay, you can select P5 also. No wrong in that. Let me select P1. So I'm going to select P1. So next I have to delete this P1 as well as all the outgoing edges from P1. So I'm getting this particular graph now. So I deleted P1 and the two outgoing edges from that. Then what I have to do, I should write the node that is the deleted vertex in the output. So this is my output. So I am writing P1. Now you have transformed this graph into a new graph. In the next iteration, you should consider only this particular graph. For this graph, you have to find the in-degree of all the nodes again. So now let us go to the next iteration. I have this graph now, which contains only 4 nodes because I have already deleted one node. Now for all the 4 nodes, you calculate the in-degree again. Now P2 is having only one incoming edge, so in-degree is 1. For P3, in-degree is 0. And for P4, there are 2 incoming edges, so in-degree is 2. Then for P5, there is no incoming edge, so in-degree is 0. Now what is my next step? I should select any one of the node with in-degree as 0. I have 2 options now. Either I can go for P3 or P5. Let me go for P3. So what I will do now, you delete P3 as well as the outgoing edges from the graph. So I'm going to remove this P3 and this outgoing edge. Then I will draw a new graph. So once I delete it, whatever is the node I have deleted, that should be written at the output. So previously your ordering contains only P1. Now I am going to write P3 also in the output. I have 2 nodes now. Next, what I have to do, again go and do the same thing. Till you do this process for all the nodes, you have to repeat the same step again and again. So now consider this particular graph. Go and find the in-degree of all the nodes again. So I have 3 nodes now, P2, P4 and P5. For P2, in-degree is 0. And for P4, there are 2 incoming edges, so in-degree is 2. For P5 also, there is no incoming edge, so in-degree is 0. Now select any one node out of these 2, that is P2 and P5, because both have in-degree as 0. I'm going to select P2. Once I select P2, I have to delete P2 and its outgoing edges. So I'm deleting this node and this outgoing edge. So my new graph will contain only this part. So after I delete, the deleted node is P2, that should be written at the output. Then in the next iteration, you proceed with this particular graph. So I'm going to continue with this graph. It contains only 2 nodes. For both the nodes, I'm going to find the in-degree. For P4, in-degree is 1. And for P5, in-degree is 0. Now I'm going to select the node with in-degree as 0, that is P5. Once you select P5, delete P5 and its outgoing edges. So I'm deleting this and this edge. So my graph will now contain only one node without any edges. So after I delete P5, it will be written in the output. Next, I'm going to start with this particular graph. So I'm going to find the in-degree. For P4, in-degree is 0. So that means you have to delete this node and its outgoing edges. So now you will get an empty graph. Since you have deleted P4, write P4 at the output. So now this is one of the possible topological sorting. So when you see this particular output, you will see that if you have here P1 is appearing before P3. That means that, let me consider the original graph, then I will explain. Let us consider here, there is an edge from P1 to P2. So you see the final output, P1 will definitely appear before P2. Similarly, there is an edge from P2 to P4. Therefore, in your final output, P2 will appear before P4. That you can verify. So now you can check P1 is appearing before P2 and also P2 is appearing before P4. This is called as topological sorting. Now let us see one more example. So you have to find the topological sorting for the given graph. So first, for the given graph, find out the in-degree of all the nodes. Now you know how to find the in degree. Find out the node with in degree as 0, delete that and all its outgoing edges from the graph. So now A is having in degree as 0. So I'm deleting A and 2 outgoing edges from it. I'm creating the new graph. Then immediately I'm writing A in the output. After that, I have to proceed with this particular graph. So consider this graph now. For this graph, whichever edges are present, for that find out the in degree. Now for B, the in degree is 0 because it is not having any incoming edges. Then what I will be doing is I have to remove this B and all the 3 outgoing edges from that. Then I will draw the new graph. So since I have deleted B, B will be written at the output. Then I'll be starting with this particular graph in the next iteration. So when I proceed, again, I will compute the in degree for the nodes present in the new graph. So out of the 3 nodes, nodes C and D have in degree as 0, but D is having 1 incoming edge, so in degree is 1. Now you can remove either C or E from the graph. Let me go and remove C from the graph. So I am removing C as well as its outgoing edge from the graph. Once I do that, I'll be writing C at the output. Now my new graph contains only 2 nodes D and E. Then in the next iteration, I have to compute the in degree of the new graph. There are 2 nodes, both have in degree as 0 because none of the edges are incident on that particular nodes. So in degree is 0. Now I can take any node into consideration. Let me consider that I'm going to delete D. I will delete D and there are no outgoing edges from that. So simply I will delete D. Then I will write D at the output. Now my graph contains only 1 node. In the next iteration, I will compute the in degree of this node. It is 0. So I'll be removing this node E from the graph. Now graph becomes empty. Then you write E at the output. Now you cannot proceed further because your graph is empty. So your algorithm is over. Now the final topological sorting for the given graph is A, B, C, D, E. And again, you can check that if there is a edge from a vertex U to V, in the final sorting, U will appear before V. That is the one thing we have to check once we finish this. Now, let us see this question. Can you find the topological sorting for the following graph? Justify. This is a question given to you. Now, let us see whether we can find the topological sorting first. Actually, I told you that once the graph is given, you can check whether there are some cycles. And also you can check whether all the edges have direction. Let me check the second condition. I'm checking whether all the edges have direction. Yes, it is a directed graph. But what about the cycle? Check it. Your graph must be a cyclic graph. But here, from A, I have an edge to B. So from A, I'm going to B. Then from B, I have an edge to C. So B to C, I am traveling. After that, from C, again, I have an edge to A. So now I am going from C to A. So what I have done, I have started with a particular vertex. I have traveled through so many edges. Finally, I came back to the same vertex. So this is a loop or a cycle. If you have a cycle, you cannot find topological sorting. Okay, now let us check whether we can find or not. Actually, you will not get any topological sorting at the output. Let us see why we are not getting any output. So let us consider this graph. First, I am going to I'm going to find the in degree of all the nodes here. So if you consider node A, it is having 1 incoming edge. Okay, so I am writing in degree as 1. Similarly, node B, there is a mistake here. For node B, there are 2 incoming edges. Let me correct now itself. Okay, for node B, there are 2 incoming edges. So in degree is 2. For node C, there is 1 incoming edge. In degree is 1. For node D, there is no incoming edge. In degree is 0. So now you are able to find one node with in degree as 0. So you remove this node. Then you remove the outgoing edges from that node also. So this D and this edge will be removed. Then I am writing D at the output. Now compute your new graph. This is my new graph. So in the next iteration, I have to proceed with this new graph only. So I'm starting with the new graph. Now I'm writing the in degree of all the nodes. For A, there is 1 incoming edge. So in degree is 1. For B also there is 1 incoming edge. In degree is 1. For C also in degree is 1. So what is your next step? Once you compute the in degree of the nodes, you have to delete one node with in degree as 0. But at this point of time, You are not able to find any node with in degree as 0 because there is a cycle. When there is a cycle, you will not get any node with in degree as 0 at one particular point of time. Maybe when you are starting, you are able to find nodes with in degree as 0. But when you proceed through your graph, at one point of time, you will not get any node with in degree as 0. So now, when you are not able to find any node with in degree as 0, you cannot proceed further. So we will say that we cannot find the topological ordering for the given graph because the graph contains a cycle. So what is the answer to the question is, the question was, can you find the topological sorting for the following graph? Justify. So you will proceed like this. You will say that we cannot find the topological sorting for the given graph because there is a cycle. So at one point of time, we are not able to find a node with in degree as 0. And you can say that the main requirement for applying topological sorting is your graph should be a DAG. But this graph is not a DAG. Even though it is a directed graph, since there is a cycle, it is not a DAG.